welcome back to yet another fantastic cooking demonstration. So we'd like to welcome, we all get by with a little help from our friends, don't we? And one of our great friends at Chef and Restaurant Magazine is Chef Tom Brown. So we'd all like to have a big hello to Chef. Thank you so much for joining us. What are you cooking for us today?
So I'm going to cook a lovely bit of Brill, beautiful flatfish, really, really good, nice and in season. I'm going to do like a little bit of a one-pot sort of wonder. So I'm going to make some roast chicken butter sauce, poach some beautiful Carlingford oysters in it, and some spring vegetables. Classic, El Clasico.
So you know, it's been, obviously we've been here like yesterday doing demos.
Yeah.
We're here today and we're here to tomorrow doing demos. So I'm kind of feeling a little bit tired.
Are you?
So Tom, we thought that actually...
Where's this going?
We'd get you a commie to help you today.
Have you?
And a commie to ask you some questions. So I think he's about to arrive any second now.
I'm nervous now. What's happening?
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
There's somebody about to arrive who's going to come and help you today. He should be here any second.
Fuck off.
Ladies and gentlemen. So, it's Tom Brown's best mate, Chef Brown.
Chef Tom Brown, everyone!
I'm fucking glad to see you, mate. I'll tell you.
What are you cooking tonight then, Chef?
I'm doing some beautiful Brill, Chef.
You're going to be able to do it now?
No, I'm not. You're doing it now. Yeah, a bit of Brill, bit of oysters. Sorry,
nothing on at the moment.
The old Britney Spears keeps falling down, you know what I mean? Right, so I'm going to fillet the fish now, Chef Brad.
Beautiful.
So, flatfish, gorgeous Brill, beautiful season from Cornwall, all the best stuff is, unless it's from Birmingham, obviously. 4 fillets on a flatfish, so one there, and 2 there. The best way to start it, with the bone structure with it, it doesn't go sort of in a cross, it's like a little bit more raised at the top. So always do the bottom first. I'm just going to make a little nick in there. This is such a stitch up, you being here, man. I can't believe you told me. Have you? I bet you have. Go on then. 10 inches is the answer to the first one.
So tell us about Pearly Queen. If you haven't been, you need to go. It's unbelievable.
So Pearly Queen, yeah. So Pearly Queen, we launched it in November.
Do a few nice ones first.
We launched Pearly Queen in November. The idea behind it is it's sort of like, you know, like an oyster bar, but a bit more sort of, I hate to say things like modern or contemporary or anything like that. Maybe a little bit less kind of serious, you know what I mean? So there's some beautiful, really, really amazing oyster restaurants out there in London, but they're all knocking around in Mayfair. They're all that sort of vibe. And obviously, you know, with riffraff like me, we don't always feel too comfortable in them. So we look to do it in Shoreditch and just take all the great produce and just sort of showcase it in a way. It takes a lot of the ethos and everything from Cornerstone. But Joe, what? It's put me off so much you being here, man. I can't believe you've done that to me. You didn't even tell me, mate.
It's a secret.
I know.
I tried to play balaclava when I walked in, but there was a technical error.
That's it.
So
you're going to do any MCing while you're here, by the way?
I've been to Cornerstone 4 times. I've been to Pearly Queen twice. They are very different, but they are very connected.
Yeah.
I've got an even better question. You've got 2 amazing head chefs, yeah? Which one do you prefer?
What's the next question?
No comment.
What's the next? No. I will say the 2 lads we've got. So, honestly, like you know this, you're only as good as the people around you, right?
Yeah.
And we've got 2 lads. So James at Cornerstone is he's unbelievable. He's so talented. You know, still pretty young, 29, but he's been with me for 5 years, so he knows inside out all what we do. You know, a lot of the menu, we you know, it's a lot of it is sort of, I'll say an idea, and he'll then go off and develop it, or he'll have an idea and he'll put something in front of me. So, you know, he's very, very talented in that sense. He drives his team really well, super tidy, super organised. And then Paddy, who's the head chef from, at Pearly Queen, who you obviously know very well. I met Paddy out in the Pelagoni Club in Greece.
Yeah, in Greece.
Me and Brad had our first holiday together over there.
First holiday, first of many.
So we went over there. We went over there cooking. Obviously, you normally keep all that. Nice stock there. Also, you get this. Another good thing with this time of year with the Brill and that is you get these beautiful roes. They're really good for like you can sort of smoke them, dry them out, make like Bataga with it. It's really, really good. But yeah, so Paddy, young Irish lad, he's only 24. And the thing is with Paddy is he reminds me a little bit of myself actually when I worked for Nathan. He's got just like this unbelievable attitude of like whatever you ask him, he'll do it. So I think that's such a thing with chefs, especially at the minute, as you know, it's very hard to come by chefs full stop. But I mean, for me,
so like that concept's like you need someone like that because you want to do multiple sites, don't you?
100%. Yeah, that's certainly something that we want to do. Yeah, but yeah, with someone like Paddy, is he's 24 and he's not. Look at that. Look, that's the primo.
I'm just gonna add this to my CV now.
Beautiful.
Interviewer. Beautiful little bit of Brill. Is this the garnish inspired by Paddy being an Irishman?
Yeah, so we use a lot of the Irish stuff. Yeah, just to finish what I was saying then with Paddy, so he, whatever you throw at him, he's on it. And as a chef and as an employer, you can't really ask for more than that, can you? Fuck off laughing at honestly. I can't take him seriously, everyone, sorry. Right, I'm going to go back to some cooking. So first thing I'm going to do...
Mate, what else is going in it? I weren't here, I was being told to stand in a little cupboard round the back.
Yeah, stitching me up. Are you cooking at this as well? You're not cooking, so you just come here for this? Right, all right. So first thing I'm doing, look, I'm shaking and everything now. So first thing I'm doing here is I'm going to make a chicken butter sauce. So imagine like a beurre blanc, like a classic beurre blanc. Is that turning up? There we go. Classic beurre blanc. So I'm going to make a little reduction with some wine. I've got some reduced chicken stock, so really, really heavily reduced, like a glass, we would call that, classically. Cheers. I'm going to get that in there. So this is just chicken stock that you make, your standard chicken wings, vegetables, all that, reduced right down. So it's got this almost like Marmite-y, like super, super umami flavour. I'm going to take that down as well. Nice. Really nice. This is a classic one that we were doing this at Cornerstone like in 2018, I think we had this one on. So yeah, real classic. But now, that's one of the good things about Pearly actually, is like, so obviously Cornerstone's evolved over the years. It's gone from like, being a very sort of fledgling restaurant. At the start, like Michelin and things like that weren't a huge focus for us. We just wanted to stay open. I mean, like, that's what we want to do now, to be honest.
It will be Pearly as well, though. You have created some like unique things there that people are like going to seek out, as like, like the oysters, the buffalo oysters.
Buffalo oysters, and that, yeah.
For them, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is like we want to be, as much as like, I was talking about the other restaurants that are in that sort of vein. So I'm not going to name them because they'll probably think I'm having a go at them. But you know what I mean? Those old school oyster restaurants, and like they're brilliant. But you know what I mean? You can go and get oysters with shallot vinegar and Tabasco anyway. Yeah. You can go and get some Rockefeller oysters anywhere. You can go and get Charentais with the little sausages anywhere. I wanted to do something that was maybe just something that people hadn't quite seen before, but also sometimes I think when people are like, oh yeah, no one's seen this before, it's like there's a reason they haven't seen it before, because it's not very good. Do you know what I mean? So I wanted it to be vintage and sort of have that sort of nostalgia with it.
Does feel like it's got like nods to tradition, but it definitely feels like you, and like especially that massive oil painting of you on the wall when you walk in.
Yeah, you know someone's an absolute when they've got a massive oil painting of themselves looking at you as soon as you walk through the door.
He's a nice painting, though, I must say.
Says a lot, doesn't it? And one of Anthony Bourdain, not that we're the same in any way, but might end up the same. But other than
so, what else is going in the sauce?
So I've put a little bit of cream that just stabilises it. A little bit of white wine, and then just loads and loads of butter. So the idea with this one is, I mean, we wouldn't necessarily cook like this at the restaurant, just because obviously there's limitations with service and that. But I want to sort of cook it like this because I'm not at a restaurant. Do you know what I mean? This would make it a bit nicer.
You're in a caravan.
I'm in a burger van with Brad Carter in the middle of the day, which is a new experience.
Yeah, I think it's the only time I've ever seen him at this time, and I'm not hungover. On that topic, got a question for you.
Go on.
Last October, we like to go out raving. There's no, we don't hide that. We are the market leaders. We went out last October for a big one.
Last October. What was that one?
And I just wanted to know how long it took you to recover. Because when I left you, you weren't available.
When was that?
Last October.
Oh God, yeah. And you were like, "Let's go for lunch," and I was like, "No, I'm going to bed."
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm over that yet, to be honest. That's the thing when you get older, isn't it? I mean, I used to go out and finish on a night out at 5 in the morning and go to work at 8 and still be fine, but
Easy work.
can't do it now. Yeah.
Can I just come up with a really quick question? Obviously,
Yes.
you two are busy mates and have been for a long time.
Yes.
Share a lot of experiences together. How, it's a really busy sector. A lot of people are on social media all the time, but how important are these, like, authentic, genuine friendship? When I asked you to come and stitch Tom up, you were like, "There's nothing I'd like more."
Yeah, I bet you did.
I'll be there.
I bet you did.
But how important are these friendships, the pair of you? You're leading really busy lives. You need support networks of real people, not just...
From my point of view, like, I've always gravitated to the people that I like the most in industry, because obviously it's a big industry and you meet a lot of people. But I think when I first met Tom, it was like
Was it love at first sight?
Basically, we've been friends for
Halfway, yeah.
been friends for 20 years, so it's like becomes a little bit more than just being a chef, mate.
Do you know the thing with it? Sorry, the thing with it, I think, is like it's really easy just to. It's like in any walk of life, yeah. You basically the only thing on the surface that me and Brad or any of our friends that are chefs have in common is that we cook people's dinner for our living, right? That's essentially all we've got to start with. But the thing is in this industry is I think because of the challenges or maybe because of the fact of like it's not even necessarily it's not really just a job, is it? It's very much a lifestyle. It's very much like a choice. Look at that Brill poaching in there, by the way. Look how nice is that? Look. But yeah, because of that, I think you're almost put in this like this high pressure environment. So when you meet people that you like in this industry, also there's a lot of people in this industry that I really don't like. Do you know what I mean? So when you go to these things, when you're all at the Michelin Awards or when you're at this or that, and you see the people that you do like, you want to cling on to them. And like, this I'll be. Very honest with how things have been in this industry in the last few years. It's really tough. It's really, really hard. It takes a big, big toll on you personally. I know it has me. Yeah. Same with you. Obviously, things have gone on in the industry that have been really, really difficult for us all to deal with. And to have someone, like I had it very recently. I was on a very, very low time with some things at work and very, very stressed. Brad rang me up. We talk on the phone for an hour. We hadn't seen each other for months. But you talk on the phone for an hour and suddenly everything feels a lot better. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's so important to have that in this industry because it is a hard job. It's tough and like to have people that you gravitate towards. But at the end of the day, all you do is walk around on the kitchen floor, one in Birmingham, one in London. Do you know what I mean? So you come together with it.
Because we're like always do things like this. People just think we're all right and it's everything's fine and they're front facing and they're like people that we inspire to be like. But sometimes you need to talk to someone about how hard something is or whether you can pay something.
Exactly.
Or,
Yeah.
And also, and as well, like I mean, that's very like doom and gloom. But also, you want to have someone like that you can go out with, that you can share experiences with, and that you have stuff in common with.
Is it true you've got matching tattoos?
No, Tom's got my logo on his.
That's right, Tom. Yeah, Tom's got Brad's. That's love.
Some the bumps.
So
Brad, have you got anything tattooed on you that belongs to Tom?
He's getting one now. He's got "I love Tom Brown" this much, but he can't show you. He can't show you on the stage. That's the thing.
Okay, is it in a very personal place?
Do you know what I mean? He like that one. But no. Yeah, I got this one because Brad does this amazing dish. I remember when I come to his restaurant of caviar bumps. So obviously, little caviar off your hand. Caviar, obviously, we're talking now.
Caviar.
Just a caviar. But yeah, so I thought I'd get that and surprise him. And then that was just before Michelin last year, wasn't it? And and then we had it there. We had the Exmoor, yeah. Yeah, it's good.
What else are you putting in this?
Spring veg.
Beautiful asparagus.
Yeah, some really nice Wye Valley asparagus.
Some rhubarb as well. They're the two tick boxes.
Yeah, tick them now. Wild garlic. I forgot to pack the wild garlic as well. It's lucky. We're just short of getting the morels in there as well, man, you know. It's funny, innit? I mean, I think it's... People always do that, don't they? They always go, oh, yeah. You see it all over Instagram, don't you? Chefs like, oh, asparagus season just started. Oh, my God. But it's like, it is nice stuff, but like... Do you know what I mean? Hashtag foraging. Hashtag out and about. Right, look at that brill. That's beautifully poached now. So you think all we're doing to this is adding flavour. So we put this in, it adds flavour. We're going to put the oysters in a minute. That's going to add flavour. Just building layers and layers. You know when they talk about depth of flavour? This is what we're doing. This is where it goes.
Depth of flavour. Where are the oysters from? Carlingford.
Carlingford, always.
They're the best.
Always.
The best.
Yeah, when we started, I was talking about this the other day. So when we first started Pearly Queen, obviously, you know, when you go to oyster restaurants, they've got like 3 or 4 different types. And you know, they've all got different characteristics, obviously. For me, we started off like that. Pearly Queen's not got a lot of space, so it was quite difficult in terms of the fridges to manage them, you're juggling them. And I thought to myself, like, why am I bothering doing all this? Why am I messing around with all this? There's one oyster that I really like. I love the family that we buy them from as well. And they're always my favourite. I was like, why don't we just get the one? Because, you know, unless you're like, think of oysters like wine, right? So oysters are very, very similar to wine in the fact that an oyster, so see an oyster like this, where's the shells? An oyster this big, yeah, this is a number 4, right? They go up in numbers, so 4 is the smallest normally, 3, 2, 1, and then 0. An oyster like that takes about, one this size, probably about 3 years. 3 years of growth. And they sit in the sea, filter 55 litres of water every single day. So wherever they are in that environment, that's going to massively affect the flavour of that oyster. But, I mean, honestly, if you sit there with your eyes closed, the average person, they ain't going to tell what's what. They ain't going to tell this oyster's from here or there or everywhere. So for me, I thought, why don't we just focus on the one that we really, really like and just make sure we source that and do it the best. What's that thing Bruce Lee said, the man with one punch over a man with 1,000 different punches or something in it? It's something Bruce Lee said that's a lot more profound
than
that.
The way we punch it.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
The oysters taste of where they come from really similar to like any like terroir thing.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're talking about wine and terroir, you know, they're talking about the different soil that it's around. All that flavour and all that stuff is all coming up into the grape and you taste it. It's exactly the same with an oyster. So, but like I say, you know, if I've got four different oysters in front of me, there's definitely going to be one that I think is my favourite. So why wouldn't I just use that one? Do you know what I mean? So the brill here, I'm just gonna peel that skin off now. Always cook it. I'm gonna get that back in actually. It's a little bit under that one. But a good way with flatfish when you cook it is cook it with the skin on. Skin contains a little bit of fat, helps protect it. Gonna baste it a little bit, and also it's a nice way of telling when it's cooked. If the skin peels off nicely, you know that it's cooked normally. Look at that. It's proper, that, isn't it? Proper cooking, that.
Lovely bit of fish.
Get the oysters in there now as well.
Got another question for you.
Go on then.
3 chefs.
All right.
Desert island. 1 woman, 2 men. Who's going?
Right.
See
One
me. I'm
woman.
already there, and I.
1 woman. I'm going to take Neves from Sabor.
Yeah, good choice.
I'm going to take Neves from Sabor or Angela Hartnett. One of them two.
Both good choices.
Absolute legends. 2 men. And am I taking you, or shall we count you out?
Already there.
You're already there. All right, well, of course you are, yeah. I'm going to take Michael O'Hare.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take Adam No, I'm joking. I'm going to take Gareth Ford, obviously.
Decent meal, that is.
Decent bit of dinner.
St. Gat's hunting.
Yeah, you got Spanish.
Get Michael to tell jokes.
Yeah, get Michael to tell jokes.
And Nieves as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, they'd be my 3. Yeah, who's your 3?
My 3.
Yeah, let's hear yours.
I'm just going to go with you. I'm the interviewer today, all right? You'll get your chance to go back.
Right, who's the 3 that you don't want to go with? Let's hear that one. Who's your 3 worst
I'll
ones?
Stick that to the WhatsApp, I reckon.
We should do
Has anybody got a question they want to ask
You
Chef
two
Tom
are
Brown,
really
famous
naughty.
Tom? He's the most famous chef I know apart from Michael O'Hare, actually.
You go, look at that skin off now, look. Beautiful.
Brad, we can throw a question out to you, actually. What are you doing at the moment?
Nothing, just hanging out,
Yeah, apart
hanging out in a
from this.
caravan.
You're cooking out of a caravan?
Yeah, my restaurant's shut at the moment because I'm doing a pop-up situation, but I'm moving it into town a little bit.
How long have we got left?
Too long.
How long's left?
I don't know. How long?
Am I too early?
Who's in charge?
Nah, if it's ready, it's ready.
Rosa,
It's fish. You got to plate it up.
Rosa hasn't started waving angrily at you yet, so I'm sure we're fine.
So I'm going to start serving anyway, and then we can just chat for a bit anyway. So
Yeah.
Brill there, beautiful.
I'm liking the Tom and Brad show. I think if
Isn't
there's
it?
any TV
Yeah,
commissioners around here,
if there's anybody out there,
anybody
it's an
wants to
easier
commission,
life.
Yeah.
Is there anyone from Channel 5? I think that's about our level, to be honest.
No, it's probably not even.
Maybe
that,
Dave.
It's in the 600s, our channel. I reckon.
Anyone from Babe Station out there, or not producers, just people that are on it?
Wake up with that on in the hotel room.
yeah. Normally go sleep with it on as well. All right, here we go. Sits all right, doesn't it?
So Brad, back home in Birmingham, it's very, very kicking off with the restaurant scene there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, to be fair, it has for a long time, but
Yeah.
we still miss a bit in the middle, like people who want to cook at a certain level, not aspire to Michelin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little gap that Manchester have got that we haven't. But I think, it's these things come around, like sooner, the bigger it gets and the more people that settle there to cook and work in our industry, the better. And the restaurants attract them.
Yeah.
Obviously, Aptar achieved amazing this year.
That was a moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, do you know the thing as well with the Aptar thing, I've got to say this, is like, normally when, you know this, like normally when you're at Michelin, sometimes when the stars or the 2 stars come out, all the chefs' egos take over, don't they? A few of them. And they're like, oh, how are they? Because, the jealousy, they want to get it. When Aptar got it, all everyone did was just smile and clap because he's the loveliest geezer going.
I chased him down the aisle.
I've seen you.
Because I've known him for 20 years. I met him. I used to work in a little family-run restaurant when I was 23, and he was the head chef of his dad's over the road. And that's when I met him. I used to go
That's
there on my
amazing.
day off, and he used to come to us. So we were both really young then,
Yeah.
really young.
I mean, it seemed to completely take him by surprise.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
No.
He didn't know.
No.
But it's good for Brum.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the after party was quite cool as well, wasn't it?
Don't remember,
went-
to be honest.
Albert Schloss.
Yeah, he binned it off. He binned
Yeah,
it off.
Did
He
you
was
not
gone.
come?
Yeah,
I know.
it was-
Oh, look.
There's a first time for everything, you
Stitch
know
me
what I
up,
mean?
man.
Like,
It was the best after party. It was.
had to go, man.
Lots of photographs that
Gotta
will
go, you
never
gotta
go
go.
on the internet.
Yeah, innit. Cool. So this
Playing
is.
your dish then, chef.
So here we go. So we got a little bit of brill, beautiful fillet of brill, poached in roast chicken butter, served with some little poached oysters, some asparagus, leeks, and peas.
Beautiful.
It's all right.
Fantastic.
Well, I
think-
thought that'd get a round of applause, but
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, yeah,
come on.
thanks. Yeah, fucking switch on, yeah, switch on. Come on.
so, Brad, you're going to taste that and give us a verdict.
Has anybody got any questions for Chef
Has
Tom?
anybody got any questions
Famous
for
Chef
Tom?
Tom.
Somebody's got to have
Anyone.
a question
Somebody-
for Chef
oh,
Tom.
I've
That's
one.
it. Oh, here we
hang on.
go. Come on. This is the scary bit.
Hi, my name is Sami.
Hi.
So, quick question in relation to the fish. If you had more time, would you have cured it for a little bit to impact more flavor into it or not?
Not with brill, I wouldn't personally. I find I find things like that a little bit too much with fish. I know a lot of people, particularly with cooked fish. So a lot of people, there's a big thing about dry aging now with fish. Obviously started by Josh Nyland, who's very, very famous in Australia. I'm sure we've all heard of him. But the difference is the fish out there are massive. So they've got lots of like fat content and lots of water content that it benefits from being the water content coming out and the fat content increased. Whereas over here, curing a bit of brill and then you cook it, suddenly it starts to go, I find it goes tough personally, and the same if you age it. So for me, also, this sauce is super, super rich. So for that, I just want all that flavour to go in it. When I cure fish before, pre-hand, like normally it would be with like big flaky white fish, so things like hake and cod, I would do that.
Like fatty fish like halibut or...
Halibut, yeah. I personally, this is just a thing carried over from Nath really, but we never ever used halibut just because the wild stuff was too expensive and we would never use the farm stuff. I love eating it, but I've actually never cooked a bit of halibut in my whole life, believe it or not.
Really?
Never.
It's back on the list now.
Yeah,
As well. It's
is it? Yeah, back out of it.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, things like that, and things with fat. So like trout, mackerel does very well from a cure. But something like a brill that's quite lean, Like you might be able to sort of see it. Yeah, I mean, if you look, there's no fat content. Even normally you get it sort of down here, but there's very, very little fat content in Brill and turbot and things like lemon sole and that. So for me personally, I wouldn't. And if I was going to do anything to it, it would be a brine, so you don't lose the moisture content. Because I don't know, I think there's something to be said for like a beautiful piece of fresh fish. Now, come on, you know. Like a beautiful fresh piece of fish, as opposed to like something that's sat. Do you know what I mean? All these chefs going, oh yeah, this is my 2-week aged turbot. Like, sweet, yeah, it tastes like a sole of someone's chew to me. Like I'm not a fan. But then there's people that do it very well. I know you do. You've done a bit of aging in the past with things like mullet and that you've used, haven't you?
The C do a good job on it. That's quite nice.
Yeah,
it
takes a lot of facility as well. Gaz does it really, really well with mackerel and things. But for me, anything I would cure or age, personally, that's going into a raw dish rather than a cooked dish.
I always prefer like wet brine as well if I ever do anything. Like water, salt, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Anybody else got any questions for either Tom or Brad?
I haven't. It's all right if I play you a song and you do it in the club style.
Did you see that one I sent you earlier? So good.
It's not really a question. Can you feed me one of the oysters?
What, in front of everyone? Maybe if you come around the back, yeah. But no,
that's a good question.
You know what I
That's
mean?
better than mine.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Was that for Brad or for Tom? Either.
I think it's for both. I think it's for both.
I believe you. Is it
That's
warm
something
in
we
there?
never done.
There might be some blushing
That's a new experience.
Going on. And just very quickly, I mean, with this gentleman, you'll get a chance to listen to later on, but why Tom was directing questions to Mike is there's probably nobody in the UK that knows more about fish, right?
Exactly,
than this guy.
And also to try and deflect any attention off myself at this point. But yeah.
So do you have anything to add on the halibut conversation that they were just having, Mike?
Yeah, halibut's a real interesting one because obviously there are farms, certainly in Norway and in Scotland. The Gia halibut was really popular. It's a fish that does farm really well. But people have sort of tended to avoid the wild stocks just because it's a very late maturing fish, so it takes a long time to get to maturity and get to size. But having said that, the fisheries where we find the halibut, they are what we call a mixed fishery. So you are going to get bycatch at certain times of the year of halibut up on the northeast coast, Scotland, west of Shetland, in the North Atlantic. And actually, when I talk to fishermen, especially in Peterhead, you know, they're saying there's a lot of halibut on the ground, and you know, if they're being caught as a bycatch, then really we ought to use them and make sure that they go to a good home. What we don't want is them targeted as a species in a specific halibut fishery. That's not good management.
So can you take a bit of halibut into Cornerstone and get Tom to cook it?
Yeah, please. Without an invoice, obviously. Ideally, yeah. GP. No, it's really good.
Really amazing.
Guys, Tom, thank you for taking your stitch up so
Thank you for
great.
hiding me in it. Thank you for hiding me in a little cupboard round the corner.
Cheers,
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Brad,
I enjoyed
thank
that in
you.
the end, actually.
Honestly,
so.
he's been saying to me for the last few weeks, I can't lie to Tom.
Oh, so it's his idea?
To Tom.
Or was your
no,
idea?
I asked him.
Oh,
but then
fair,
he was
right.
like, I really don't. Can I really not say anything to Tom? I'm like, no, you can't. So he has been lying to you,
No,
but
it's
he
all right.
struggled with it.
I hope
but
everyone enjoyed it anyway.
let's get some good photos of the two together. Thank you so much, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks.